Well, top on the brief this morning is former Vice President Atiku faulting the federal government's plan to increase value-added tax to 10% from 7.5% on some businesses from next year, 2025. Mr. Atiku believes the policy will deepen the domestic cost of living crisis when in a post on X, he describes the plan as a blazing inferno that will consume the very essence of our people. The 2023 presidential candidate says it will usher in a new era of regressive and punitive policies, and its impact is destined to deepen the domestic cost of living and worsen Nigeria's already fragile economic growth. His comments follows a proposal by the Taiwo Oyedele-led Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee to increase VAT for some top businesses and entities to 10% from 2025 to complement significant reduction of the VAT charge for small businesses. In the meantime, the Socioeconomic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has given President Bola Tinubu 48 hours to direct the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, that's the NNPCL, to immediately reverse what it terms the illegal and unconstitutional increase in the pump price of petrol. In an open letter to the president, the rights group argued that the increase in petrol price constitutes a fundamental breach of constitutionally guarantees, a breach of the Constitution and the country's international human rights obligation. Besides making a case for the cheaper fuel, SERAP asked the president to direct the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, and appropriate anti-corruption agencies to probe the allegations of corruption and mismanagement of the NNPCL. Apparently, the issue of the NNPCL is still in the front burner. Let's also tell you that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted consignment of cocaine and pharmaceutical opioids concealed in ladies' towels, sanitary towels, a hair treatment cream, containers heading to the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Cyprus. The agency reports that in one of the logistics companies, not less than 30 parcels of cocaine weighing 1.1 kilograms concealed in air cream containers were recovered by officers of the Directorate of Operation and General Investigation during an investigation or examination of cargoes going to Ireland. In a statement, the NDLEA says another consignment of 24 parcels of cocaine weighing 860 grams, also hidden in air cream containers meant for delivery in UK, was equally intercepted by this at the same company. A suspected kidnappers informant is now in the custody of the troops of 6 Brigades, Sector 3 Operation Wellstroke, who apprehended the subjects and recovered an AK-47 rifle and a vehicle in 2 separate operations. The informant, identified as Grace Marcus, was arrested for reportedly aiding kidnappers and criminal elements in the area. A statement by the Acting Assistant Director, 6th Brigade Army Public Relations Captain Olubo Bunde Oni says she was arrested on September the 6th following the abduction of one Malam Saidu at his residence in Vesa community of Ukum local government area in Benue State. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation in the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Temitola Johnson, says the federal government is working on some initiative that will impact the micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises in the country. Mr. Johnson told Channels Television that these are taking time because they have to be done properly. He also put out a word of advice to other Nigerians who have been given the privilege to lead the country.
I am aware and involved in certain discussions, and I'm aware and involved in certain activities, whose gestation period will happen very soon. Things will be better, especially within the MSME ecosystem. Once you conceptualize something, it takes a bit of time for the results to be seen. You understand? It might look like we are taking a lot of time, but it is better we get these things done properly. You don't want to open the eyes of somebody that is blind, then all of a sudden you close it back. You are looking for trouble. So we have to get these things done properly. But I understand that timing is also a factor. And as for those that are leading, people like us that are leading, people like us that occupy this privileged position called by Mr. President to help him actualize some of his visions, we should actually do so. Do so in the sense that when you find yourself in a privileged position as this, you must understand that any other person could be occupying that position. You cannot remove politicking government and governance. But it is striking that balance that is very key, basically. So if you do your politicking and you do not allow your politicking overtake the assignment you are given, then you'll be on your way to achieving success.
Well, for more on that conversation, you can join Neotown Newsnight at 9 p.m. today on Channels Television. Let's move on to other story. Now, the death toll in the tanker explosion, which occurred on Sunday on the Agaje section of Lapai Agai Road in Niger State, has risen to about 50. The incident involved a petrol tanker loaded with premium motor spirit after colliding with a trailer truck carrying passengers, cattle, and sheep. Two other vehicles, a crane truck and a pickup van, were also caught in the blaze, intensifying the devastation, as eyewitnesses attribute the accident to the bad state of the federal road, which has become a death trap for road users. Meanwhile, the Niger State governor has commiserated with the victims' families, describing the incident as unfortunate. Also, the Kano State government is working with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, to address the challenge of out-of-school children. The latest partnership targets the enrollment of about 200,000 children back to school, a move the state government describes as a major step to reducing the number of out-of-school children in that state. Let's head outside our shores, where at least 3 Israeli men have been shot dead at a border point between Jordan and the occupied West Bank, according to Israeli officials. The gunman, identified by Israeli military as Jordanian Mahajazi, approached the Alembeil Bridge, crossing the Jordanian side in a truck, then got out and opened fire. Security operatives later eliminated the gunman, and the IDF checked the truck over for any signs of explosion or explosives. In sports news, Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemi broke her world record in the women's over 86-kilogram para-lifting, becoming the first para-athlete in the history to lift 167 kg. It's an improvement from her existing world record of 165 kg, also adding a gold medal to the record. The incredible performance from Oluwafemi takes Nigeria's overall tally at the Paralympics medal table to 7. Her win comes on the heels of the Super Eagles AFCON qualifier match victory against Benin Republic. We're also super proud of Oluwafemi for what she did for Nigeria. Of course, 7 medals already, and we're still counting. Hopefully, we're going to get more if time permits. But hey, those are the stories we've been tracking for you in the last 24 hours. Will form part of our conversation for today.